Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook here, the 2019 NFL Scouting Combine. This is day number 2. The players are starting to arrive, running backs and offensive line today. Earlier in the day, we had some GMs and head coaches speak to us as well. So here's some of the sights, some of the sounds, and some of the interviews from today.
Okay, guys, go ahead.
Coach, how do you balance developing players while also winning and also dealing with the 46-man game day roster?
That's a good question right there. I think really every day entails, developing players, whether it's guys that have been playing for a long time. I think that focus on continuous improvement, the fundamentals, the techniques, the little things that really separate the great ones from the good ones is something that we focus on every single day with all of our players. I think it is important to allocate time specifically for the guys that might not get the reps. Once you get into the season, where usually your first guys and some of those, alternates that are playing in a situational role, they get the majority of the work. So I think it is important to be able to find some time with your coaches to develop those guys, whether it be individual periods or if you have enough bodies, you can create some competitive periods. So, that's really specific to kind of the time of the season and how we emphasize those things. But we got a great coaching staff that, we try to be strategic and attack every single day with a focus on helping our players get better. And really, that is really all encompassing throughout the course of the year and kind of changes based on the numbers that you have, whether you're operating with, your practice squad and your 53 guys on the active roster or your 90-man roster that you carry in the offseason.
Coach, looking back on the season, do you have any...
Back just over the course of his career, this is somebody that's overcome some adversity. He's got a nice security in himself to not let some of the outside noise through some of those adverse times dictate the way that he responds. He's had a lot of really good times, more good times than some of those adversities that we talked about. But really with his college career, you look at some of the things just from the rookie season to where he's at now, we feel really good about Jared Goff's development, and I know he's excited about even continuing to improve going into his 4th year as a pro.
As far as taking your playbook onto the field, how
Yep.
do you feel about that?
Feel really good. I think he's got a good mastery of it, and I think it's going to only continue to improve because our playbook is really what our players are best at. And every single season is a great opportunity for us as a coaching staff to adjust and adapt our scheme to put our players in the best positions. I think that what we did last year compared to what we did this year was different in some ways. You always have some foundational things at the core that you want to be able to hang your hat on, but what we do schematically is predicated on being able to assess our players' greatest strengths and put them in spots that we feel like are conducive to be able to maximize their skill sets, and that always starts with the quarterback position, just based on the nature of how difficult it is.
What's Ndamukong Suh's status with the team?
You bullied everybody, especially. I think you want guys that have the ability to reach and cut off. If you are going to do some of those wide zone principles that Coach Cromer and our coaching staff have done such a great job implementing with our players. So you want some quickness. I think you want to be able to, have the athleticism to be able to redirect, play with great length. There's a lot of things that you're looking for, but ultimately, I think the biggest thing with linemen is the production. And are you going to be productive? Are you covering your guy up? Are you getting it done in the run game? Are you able to do what's being asked of you in protection, whether you're on the man side or the slide side? You can see a lot of different things situationally based on the techniques and the fundamentals that these guys are utilizing based on, is it a run, is it a pass? And that's what really this week provides a great opportunity. When you start to talk to some of these linemen, you can really see their feel for the game. When Coach Cromer really sits down, he's asking them some of those questions, but I think Aaron does such a great job of being able to develop those guys and kind of find, players like a Brian Allen and a Joe Noboom that fit what we're looking for, that then you can kind of train and then you watch the development, and we're really excited about where those two players are at.
Sean, the combination